Good Sunday morning. Welcome into Weekend Recharge. I'm LaRosa.
And I'm Paul Goodlow. The leaves aren't the only things changing across the eastern U.S. this weekend. It's
amazing. Temperatures are changing too. We set hundreds of records. Those were highs, by the way, last week, but those are just a cold memory. Our wonderful producer, Brianna Gordon, says it looks like a Thomas Kincaid painting. Yeah. It really does, that clash of seasons where you still have the fall foliage and the snow. We know it's tough to be out in it, so let's get you ahead of it on this Sunday. You still see the big curl of our big storm, so still plenty of wind, still some moisture, so we still have some lingering snow. We'll talk timing and total. Meanwhile, for the most part, it is sunny, high and dry from the Ohio Valley to the coast, but we're also watching that next big warm up. It is big. You've got temperatures 10 to 20 degrees above average for much of the country. This will be a trend for many of us in the next few days. To show them and share them, and for many of us, we're saying good morning and bundle up because that chill is still in the air. Temps down into the 30s and 40s, but you've got to look at the sunshine that's sort of taking over. So that's a nice aspect to all of this, right? You have Boston here on the left, New York City there on the right. Hard to imagine that in about 2 months and 1 week, we'll see Times Square all filled up with revelers for the new year. Isn't that crazy? But one of my favorite spots to check in on whenever we're talking about cold and wind is Mount Washington. Doesn't it look cold? I can tell you it is windy. They've had a peak gust so far today of 108 miles per hour. Right now they're reporting some light snow. 16 degrees, the gust's 109. So we've topped it since this morning. And so obviously that wind chill is well below zero. Kind of fun to look at it that way, right? But you're looking at teens for temperatures and winds that are staying sustained in that 70, 80 plus mile per hour range. Now, Mount Washington sort of stands on its own in the Northeast, but it's a good illustration of the kind of air mass we have in. It's moving New York down to 42 right now. Still a chill in the air, and that colder pocket of air is going to be lingering the longest here. So while we may recover in some aspects temperature-wise, the idea is that we're not seeing a significant warm-up here. It's certainly not today. Buffalo at 56, Binghamton 51 today. You can see tomorrow 43 in Binghamton. So we're really seeing that cooler air settle in. 56 for Boston, 46 in Burlington, and we stay into the 50s in New York. Binghamton, Paul.
Can definitely be beautiful, but it also can be literally a pain to your body.
Between lung issues and achy joints, a new season can often bring with it more medications and trips to the doctor. Dr. Sylvia Morris joins us with some common ailments and how to address them. Always wonderful to see you. I know a lot of people out there suffering, so they think of allergies with the seasonal changes. What are we looking at, and what are we concerned about this time of year?
Definitely. Well, certainly the air quality. So get a flu shot.
Let's talk about heart attacks, because out of all the seasons, people have more heart attacks during the winter. Well, what causes that? Is it because they're shoveling snow now?
Yeah, certainly occupations that
They'll call this joint pain season as well. So what could we be looking at for those who might be suffering that this time of the year?
Yeah, then that increases the volume of fluid. We have fluid in our joints, our knees, our hips, just a little bit of fluid. So if that pressure drops, we get the sensation of greater pain.
Well, let's talk about, winter and fall weight gain. We got the trifecta coming up. We got the Halloween candy, we got the Thanksgiving gluttonous feast, and then we have the holiday cookies and treats. How do you avoid packing on the pounds during the colder months?
Yeah,
Love that advice, that you're not mixing anything. It's just portion control. I think will get us very far.
Definitely.
I appreciate that.
You're my eating buddy versus
I wish you were my exercise buddy. This guy is fit. He goes for it. Dr. Sylvia Morris, thank you so much for being with us.
Rich advice. Well, hey, we're starting to look out, right?
There you go. So it is feeling like fall. Let's get you ready for the week ahead, though, on this Sunday with the Sunday Snapshot. You see the bookends of the country, a lot going on. You see the spins. That's where we're seeing some of the storminess, some of the windy conditions, and the cooler weather, too, by the way. High pressure dominating for many of us, so that means the sunshine. But you see a lot of the orange. While we were talking about all the cool weather yesterday and the very chilly morning that we've had today, we're actually seeing this increase 10 to 20 degrees above average for today across the west through the Central Plains into the Ohio Valley, and that will expand to other regions over the next few days, so we'll time that out for you.
Not quite in the Northeast right now. In fact, that is where we're still dealing with some winter weather across the north.
He's not playing though today, is he? He is not playing.
He is not playing.
But his Steelers will be taken to the field, right? It's chilly for anyone tailgating out there right now, and I know most of Pennsylvania rooting for the Steelers, but also feeling the love for the Penn State Nittany Lions. What a game last night, right? That big win over Ohio State. It is chilly, but as Dr. Greg was mentioning, 15 below the wind chill at Mount Washington, but most of us feeling that chill into the 30s right now. Still that deep dip in the jet stream this week is going to be the main weather influence. So while we're not going to see this huge Arctic blast, it is going to keep things cool throughout the midweek. So today, perhaps if today's your chance to get to the pumpkin patch, it is going to be cool. 51 in Binghamton, 49 in Burlington, 56 in Boston for everyone watching the Patriots from there. We've got 44 tomorrow in Binghamton, 49 in Buffalo. So most of us staying in the 40s and the 50s for much of the rest of the week, but you get to Tuesday and you see a little bit of that reinforcement of the cold air. 38 for the high in Binghamton, 51 degrees in New York, 42 in Burlington. Bangor coming in at 48. Even through the morning hours, a lot of us staying in that chill kind of zone, 30s and 40s for lows, and that continues even on into Wednesday morning. Look at this. Binghamton, you're the spot this week. 29 will be that morning low.